Goody guys, come here, welcome back to part 3 for the month of November to December first week. We welcome the third heroine release for this month in the CN server, and that is SP Yuria. And of course, new fans, new players who do not have this heroine or do not know whom she is. Allow me to do a quick introductions of what is to come before we start this video. So Yuria, or Miss Yuria, or waifu gonna be, is the first anniversary heroine release character. She play kind of a sub-major role in the storyline because she is the reincarnation of Langrisser, the soul imbued into the reforged Langrisser characters. So definitely she plays a major role. And yep, after 6 years later, it has been quite a while, we finally welcome an upgrade version of her, SP Yuria. I mean, if Bozo is getting an SP form, why not Yuria? And of course, for new players, you either might not know her or you do not have her, but you're interested to have her. Congratulations, guys. Zilong made a very great and good decision. Is that on the release of this banner or during this version, everyone will be receiving a free 60-piece shot of Yuria. So if you do not have this older generation's heroine, don't worry, Zilong will be giving you one free Yuria so you can build up your own SP Yuria. And alright, that's it. Without further delay, let's get started. Very great thanks to information shared and provided by the Langrisser mobile app, Soyu. And definitely got to thanks Zilong for giving players free 60-piece shots of Yuria. Though personally, I feel that it would be great to give, players a rank 6 Yuria right away. I mean, it's the after 7th anniversary after all. So alright, well, again, blunders from the Langrisser mobile app sites again. The officials usually on SP form they will show down the layout art of the characters, but this time around they forget about it. But don't worry, we'll see it on the next part. So this video is going to be much shorter, just 2 parts. First part showcasing the characters' talents, skills, then followed by the pros and cons and suggested item builds for the characters. Here we go. And of course some slight backstories of Yuria. So, good evening, commanders. The holy sword shines. The brilliant light break dawn. SP Yuria form. Radiance crowned Saintius has descended. Okay, and further backstories. Chaos has been stirring on tens of thousands of worlds. But in every world, there exists a hero who will hold on to the sword Langrisser tightly. They will march and fight against the darkness until the sword crack and break into pieces. Even until their struggle has been turned and buried as legends. But even so, those shattered shards of the holy swords that has flown to the other world has been radiating on the battle wheel of the heroes that has never give up. Yuria has recalled the calling of the shots. Searching for all of them who have been stirred in the turmoil and tide of chaos. Searching back piece by piece, using herself as a fuel to light up the divine furnace bestowed upon by the goddess, in hopes of reforging the holy sword, so that all the hidden lights buried deep within the will of humankind will be once again be returned to the humankind. So, okay, this is just like a loose translations, not 100% accurate, so forgive me, but this is just like the quick sharing of some backstories of the characters. Now, of course, all of you guys who understand the wording can get it, yeah, kudos to you guys. So, without further delay, we have come to SP Yuria. Okay, just character description. The divine fire bestowed upon by the god shall reforge the holy light of Langrisser, or the holy sword. So she is known as the Brilliance Crowned Saintess. And her class is infantry. Oh, okay, that is not looking so good. I mean, infantry is definitely more flexible, but okay, infantry mobility is only 3 and attack range is 1 block. Not too much has been improved from the base mobility and range stats. Okay, this is just a first look, but I feel it's kind of like a downgrade because the original form is holy unit, but she has become infantry now. But okay, let's look at rank 6 talent. So okay, watch to the end for the translations I've done for you guys. Okay, SP Yuria talent, loosely translated as Heart of the Divine Fitness. The effects are as follows. Number 1, increase damage by 30%. Number 2, ignore skill cost limit. Number 3, after battle, heal HP based on 30% of damage deal. Number 4, at the start of battle, or when you entered in danger zone, you will obtain 1 layer of Echo of Sword. We'll call it EOS for short. So EOS has the following effect. First, increase defense and magic defense by 5%, has a max stack limit of 10 layers. Second, this effect cannot be immune nor dispelled. Number 5, when you end your turn, you can cast the skill Fire God Protections. Fire God Protections has the following effect. First, gain increased intelligence by 30% for 3 turns. Second, movement in no enemy blockage. Third, gain 2 layers of Echo of Sword after battle. Number 6, when you end turn, you can remove 3 layers of Echo of Sword to attack again with following effect. First, Echo of Sword layer stack only will be removed upon trigger of this effect. Second, this effect cannot be dispelled. Third, attack again effect will enter a CD of 4 turns upon trigger. Number 7, upon receiving death blow, you will be revived with 30% HP with the following cause and effect. So first, Revive effect can trigger 2 times at the start of the game. Second, when your trigger talent effect to attack again, you can gain 1 revive chance. Third, revive chance can stack up to 3 times max. So that's it for her talent. Personally, I I see kind of more cons than pros. Okay, definitely it's a great improvement compared to the original Yuria, but of course that is not without some cons. So number one, so let's just re-summarize and go through. So number one, she has increased damage by 30%. That is definitely one of the highest tier, 30%. Then second is she can now bring all her 3C and 2C without the care for the skill cost. And number three, the original effect after battle, heal HP based on 30% of damage dealt. This happens when you attack enemy or when enemy attack you. As long as you can do damage to enemies, you can healing. So number four, at the start of a battle or when you enter in danger zone, you will obtain 1 layer of Echo of Sword. So EOS increase your defensive stats by 5% and max stack of 10 layers. The great thing is this effect cannot be immune nor dispel. However, this effect can stack up to 10, but each time is increased by 5%. So the max increment is only 50%, and you will definitely need to take more than, I think the fastest you can, or if not the faster you can get, is like, I don't, between 3 to 7 turns in order to gain only 50% increment in your defense and magic defense. This sounds kind of PvE based. Okay, number 5. When you enter, you can cast the skill Fire God Protection. So this one is pretty cool. So Fire God Protections give you increasing your intelligence by 30% for 3 turns. Then your mobility will ignore enemy blockage. And third is you gain 2 layers of Echo of Sword. So at the start of the battle, you already gain 1 layer. Then if you enter in danger zone, 2 layers. Then when you cast Fire God Protections, you straight up gain a total of 4 layers. No, sorry, you only gain 2 layers. Fire God Protections only give you this effect to gain 2 layers of EOS after battle. So it's like a precast, so you still need to basically you'll start gaining 4 layers on the second turn, or once you go into battle, so-called second turn when you start going to battle. So the fastest is like 3 to 4 turns, which can be considered pretty long on the current meta. Okay, and number 6. So this EOS buff plays a heavy role because you can remove the EOS buff to cast attack again. So you hear me right, it's attack again, not act again. So this means you are not able to move. This is a very down, a bad or lowest side of act again effect. Consider the fact that she will not be able to move. Her leg is short. Her default range is 1 block. Of course, if you use skills, she can attack 2 blocks. But this is a very bad thing. Then you can remove 3 layers. So, and not to mention this effect cannot be dispelled. Then another downside is after triggering the attack again effect, these skills will enter a CD of 4 turns upon triggered. So this is gonna take pretty long unless she has other skills with Act Again that will speed up the cost. Then if not, it's actually pretty long for 4 turns. I mean, as of the current meta, most heroes, heroines, their Act Again inbuilt mechanism is like either like you can trigger this effect once per turn, so you have a safety options of definitely able to cast once, Act Again each turn, or a 2-turn CD upon trigger. But a 4-turn CD is definitely long, or if not longer than usual. As of this, we're advancing towards Langrisser 8.0. Even if she has any Act Again skills given to her, it's still going to be taking pretty long. Number 7. So upon receiving death blow, you'll be revived with 30% HP with following cause and effect. So the default is upon death. So Yuria at default can, at rank 6, at default can revive 3 times upon death when her HP limit is 70% and above. She's like the first characters with multiple revive effect, so they kind of put a trigger lock or safety lock on her, so it's not that great previously, but now they have removed this trigger. So at the start of the game, you can come off with 2 revive trigger stacks, so you can die 2 times to revive. Then the thing is, when you trigger your Attack Again skills, you will gain 1 revive chance back, so you can gain the charge back, and each time you can only stack or able to contain up to 3 revive chance at max stack. So this is very similar to Elsa from the Fairy Tail collaborations. So not too easy, but not too bad, since right off the bat you already get 2 revive stacks layers. So yeah, 3 revive. After casting the Attack Again, you gain this effect straight. So yeah, it's not too bad. So okay, that's it for talent. So it's pretty long, but apparently you can earn back the revive chance. Though I gotta say it's definitely harder to do that in comparison to the Elsa's or Fairy Tail collaborations. Okay, skills. Exclusive skill 1. So usual stuff, we only get 2 exclusive skill. So number 1 is Awakening of Afterglow. Has a CD of 1 turn. Sorry, it's a cost of 1, CD of 4 turns. The range is 2 blocks. AoE type is single target Act Again. It has both passive and active skills. So let's go through the passive, which is a 1-liner only. So number 1, when enemies on the field die, gain 1 layer of EOS charge. So yep, you gain 1 layer of Echo of Sword. So this is basically a mechanism to help you speed up gaining the charges of the effect. And that's it. Active skills. Number 1, teleport yourself to target locations. Number 2, recover HP based on 2 times intelligence. Number 3, obtain buff effect as follow. First, when you end turn, deal fixed damage based on your own intelligence times 1 to enemies within 2 blocks range. Oops, sorry about it. So let me repeat again. So obtain buff effect as follow. First, when you enter, deal fixed damage based on Yuria's intelligence times 1 to enemies within 2 blocks range. Number 4, buff turn you had will not be reduced when you cast the skills, and you can move 2 blocks to attack again. Number 5, each time you trigger attack again effect from your talent, you can increase this skill's range by +1. The maximum cap is at +2. Okay, this is not too bad offensive and support skills. So it do not have direct offensive ability, but it gives you gain additional offensive abilities. Not to mention, you can get to teleport. So let us re-summarize and go through. So number 1, so based on the effect, it's a 2-block teleportation skills only. It's pretty short, but you can extend the range with some, once you reach some requirement, we'll come back in a while. So number 1, teleport yourself to a target location. Not too bad. There is no limit that you have to target an enemy, so you can just choose any available spots for you to click on. And number 2, after casting, if your character just so happen to be on low HP, well, congratulations, you get to heal yourself based on 2 times your intelligence. Personally, I feel it's pretty low. I was expecting, like, heal back 50% of your HP or at least 3 times your intelligence, and that will be fine. And number 3, which is the best, they obtain the following buff effect. That is, when you enter, deal fixed damage based on your own intelligence ×1 to enemies within 2 blocks range. So this is basically like a free wind force effect for intelligence hero or heroine. And sorry, forgot to mention about this is this effect lasts for 3 turns. Yep, sorry that I missed it. So apparently it's pretty good. This effect lasts for 3 turns, so you can gain this intelligence wind force effect that will deal fixed damage to enemies for 3 turns. So the one-time fixed damage is pretty low, but because not to mention, I just gotta be honest with you guys, Yuria or SP Yuria, the base intelligence is kind of low or weak. So if you want to abuse all this great ability to the best form, it's gonna take a lot of enchantment based on my understanding. Don't worry, we'll check out the stats on part 2 so you guys can do a comparison. Okay, then number 4 is buff turn you have will not be reduced when you cast the skills, and you can move 2 blocks to attack again. It's an act against skills, but again, sadly, Yuria by default already has very low mobility, and this effect only gave her a move 2 blocks instead of 3 blocks. I don't know why, but well, better than nothing. Then number 5 is when each time you trigger your attack again, that is from your talent, to remove 3 layers of EOS buff. So when you do that, you can increase this skill range by +1. So a maximum 2 times is +2. So this so it's talking about adding the skill range. So it's based on the teleportation cast range. So instead of 2 blocks, it can become a 4 blocks cast range. And it's not affecting your AoE damage range based on the word shown here. If that's the case, it may not be as good as it sounds, but we'll find out more later on. And moving on, it's exclusive skill 2, loosely translate as Judgment of Langrisser or Judgment of the Holy Sword. But we all know Holy Sword in this game is Langrisser, so, and she's the reforged form or version of Langrisser. So yep, Judgment of Langrisser, cost 2, CD of 3 turns, the range is 1 block. The AoE type is magical single target. Again, we're given passive and active skills ability. So let's go through passive first. Ta-da! Okay, it's a one-liner. So number one, after battle, heal ally on the field with lowest HP based on 30% damage deal. Uh, Not too great, not too weak. So this is basically like an inbuilt additional of the original passive effect. I can't remember the name, the English version of the name, but you guys will know that the original Kreese, she has that passive skills, two hands clapping together, trying to pray or trying to heal. You have like increased damage by 15%, and after dealing damage, you heal allies 15% of the HP. So yeah, there's like I guess you remove the damage increment, but um, the heal based on is 30% instead. So correct me if I'm wrong. In comparison to that older version of the skills. So I mean, it would be great if they have like increased damage deal by a certain percentage. If they retain that, that will make her even stronger. I mean, after all, she's our first anniversary character. Okay, moving to active skills. Number one, attack and deal 1.5 times damage to target enemy. Number two, this skill is effective against demon class. Number three, if Yuria do not have debuff effect before the battle, cast the following effect for 2 turns. First, Yuria, an ally with lowest HP, will gain immunity effect, generation, regenerations, and 20% damage reductions from enemy. Okay, so well, number 4. If Yuria has debuff effect before battle, dispel the debuff effect based on the number of EOS stacks you had, and heal 10% of HP for each stacks of debuff effect you dispel. Number 5. After battle, gain Blazing Sword Shadow effect for 2 turns. Blazing Shadows effect are as follows. When enemies enter one ring or circle around you, they will be stunned for 1 turn. Okay, so that's it. Looks pretty strong on text and effect, but well, let us go through. So number 1, attack and deal 1.5 times damage to a target enemy. It's a new SP skill. I gotta say, 1.5 times damage is pretty low. I was hoping they give like 1.6 or 1.7 at least. So number 2, nothing much. This skills is effective against demon class. I just suppose is going to do additional damage to them. Then number 3, if Yuria. So this is like a if and or situation. So first is if Yuria do not have debuff effect before the battle, you will cast the effect for 2 turns for both Yuria and the ally on your field with lowest HP. So you'll gain immunity to debuff effect. You'll gain regeneration effect. So regeneration effect is after battle, you heal back 10% of your HP. And number 3 is receive 20% damage reduction from enemy. Then if Yuria has debuff effect before battle, things will change a bit. So instead of gaining immunity, regeneration, and damage reduction, you will dispel debuff effect instead. But the number of dispel you will gain is based on the echo of sword stacks you had. And for each debuff effect you dispel, you will heal 10%. So apparently there is no cap limit. So this sounds great. generally, but guys gotta take note. Nowadays, there's gonna be a lot of debuff effects that cannot be dispellable or immune, so it may or may not be a great idea. Then number 5 is after battle, you'll gain the Blazing Sword Shadow effect for 2 turns. So any enemies who enter one ring or circle around you, they will be stunned for 1 turn. So again, if it's for PvE, it will work great, but under normal situations, I don't think any enemies would do that knowing Yuria has this effect. So high chance this may be avoidable or enemies will try to avoid you. And in order to do that, you might need to do some combos with your other characters. And other than that, there's a new soldiers that should be gaining. Then last but not least, we have a cute artwork from Melcel 2 Granda Curry Liana for the SP Yuria art. So after unlocking her casting skills, Yuria will be able to walk 4 blocks instead of 3, so her default mobility will be 4 blocks, which is still pretty low. And yep, with that we end part 1, and we'll be going to part 2 to talk about more pros and cons and ways to build her characters. Oh my, apologies again. I guess I have misseen and misread. So Fire God's protections don't give you increased intelligence by 30%, but 20%. So again, apologies. Has been, I guess, this past few months I've been doing quite badly. Oh gosh, forgive me, guys. My bad. So yeah, apparently it's increased 20%. Ignore blockage, and after battle you gain 2 layers of Echo of Sword, so the effect lasts for 3 turns. So this was actually putting her as a weaker positions because you got to cast these skills to only gain the 20% intelligence increment, and let's see if it's going to be a unique icon by itself. If it's a unique icon by itself, this can actually stack with the normal power-ups and faction buff, so the one is at below. Okay, they didn't really mention, so we can only see it during the actual demo play. So the idea is to speed up gaining the Echo of Sword charge, so we can remove 3 layers to attack again, to trigger attack again effect. Of course, there's some downsides. So apparently you can remove this effect. So by removing 3 layers, you will have lesser increment of defense, magic defense by 15%. So not so good in this way. So okay, let's check. So the attack again is sadly not able to move. You can only attack on your original grounds. Okay, another one is the revive effect. So SP Yuria talent is mentioned. The revive effect is a power up or strengthened version. So you now no longer be limited by the HP threshold limit, because originally she need to be above 70% HP to be able to revive. So and at the start of game, you're given 2 chances, 2 times revive effect. And afterwards, each time you trigger your attack again from a talent effect, you can obtain an additional 1 time. So you can stock up to 3 times. Then for your after battle healing, is whether you initiate attack or when you're being attacked by enemy, you can trigger. So it's actually the same as what I mentioned earlier on. Okay, from the effect, the healing effect from the passive effect from Judgment of Langrisser, aka exclusive skill 2. It's a passive skills and healing HP after battle. Whether you initiate attack or when you're being attacked by enemy, this will trigger too. But take note, this will only heal allies HP. This effect excludes healing Yuria herself. So she is not a point of target. So again, double effect. So if SP Yuria do not have debuff effect, before battle you can give yourself and the ally with lowest HP immunity effect, regenerations, and damage received reductions of 20%. Okay, the below is regarding PvP, something for PvP players to take note, especially against enemies wearing the Dispel armor. So we can see this icon, the, I don't know, the Brilliance Prayer Chainmail or something. Yep, this armor. So how the ruling works is, when battling against unit with this effect, while you use Judgment of Langrisser, Yuria will priority gain all the buff effect from the Judgment of Langrisser. So you will gain immunity, regenerations, and 20% damage reduction received from receive effect. And afterwards, this chainmail will dispel the effect. So there's a chance that damage reduction or immunity effect will be dispelled before battle. So this is again another downside of the effect. And if before battle you have dispellable debuff effect, you will you'll dispel the debuff effect based on the number of Echo of Sword and heal back your HP at the same time. But again, PvP players, if you have undispellable debuff effect or other common aura debuff effect, these skills will treat it as you have debuff effect. So it will just focus on the dispelling, etc. And it will not give you the immunity, regenerations, and damage reductions effect. And the example is given below. If you fight with Landis with his 3C passive effect of not able to move again, command aura effect, so you after casting, when you attack him, you will not gain the benefit of immunity, regeneration, and damage reductions. So you can see there's a command aura effect. So okay, quite some downsides. So let me read through. Okay, last but not least is getting another buff after the battle, Blazing Sword Shadow. So after using these skills, after battle, you can cause enemies one ring or circle who stands around you when they enter to be stunned for one turn. So let's check out. So this after casting the skill. So if let's say LLR Heaven Defier try to or dare to enter around Yuria, she'll be stunned. Of course, players who already know SP Yuria having these skills, high chances is that they will not be staying near you unless situation calls for, like they have debuff effect like leg break. Already previously they have stuns and you get near them, so when they enter they will get instantly stunned again. Other than that, normally you wouldn't get near here. Okay, then exclusive skill 1, Awakening of Others Afterglow. So this will be her core skills. And not to mention, because of the passive effect, so each time enemy dies, you gain 1 layer of Echo of Swords. So this will definitely work very well in PvE map with lots of enemy, especially during the time reef of Langrisser 3, where there are so many enemies on the field, so you can easily gain the max stack. Then the active skills is teleport 2 blocks and able to move 2 blocks again, then you can attack again. So it becomes like a 4 blocks. Then after you enter, you do follow up fixed damage to enemies 2 blocks around you. So at max combo, including unlocking her rune emblem or casting skills, Yuria mobility will become 4 when her HP is above 70%. So you get to, the range is 4 plus 2. Plus 2 is 8 mobility. And if you have another 2 range skills, like your 3C, you can, whoa, apparently the danger range of Yuria becomes 10 block. My, perhaps I'm wrong after all. And some of the soldiers stats increment after Yuria SP become a SP form is soldiers attack increased to 40%. Then new soldiers unlock, Sensei Merchant, and these are the current list of SP soldiers she will be able to benefit and use as of the current meta or the currently unlocked SP soldiers and new soldiers phase. So 2, 4, 6, 7. Yep, at least 7 to 8 as of the current version. So yeah, kudos. Then for some of you new players who are unfamiliar with her exclusive item, etc. So this is her exclusive item that is from the armor. Okay, it gave 10% HP. Then each time she triggered survive that blow effect, she will gain additional effect that is upon entering battle. You will do fixed damage to enemies based on your 2 times intelligence before battle and recover 2 times intelligence to your HP recovery. So, but the effect only lasts for 1 turn. So these are older version exclusive items. Overall, may not be as good as the new items. Then for her rune emblems or casting effect, that is increment of intelligence by 5%, and when units HP is equals to or higher than 70%, you obtain mobility +1. I'll say it is BS. It is pretty sad and weak that Team Zilong gave such a bad casting effect to Yuria, in my opinion. So yeah, I really feel that just giving a +1 mobility to her is fairly bad. A lot of players has been suggesting that it should have been changed to again, the effect can be triggered when it's above 70%, but based on the number of revive chances you have, increase your mobility by +1 for each revive stacks you have. So this means at a max, you can gain up to 3 mobility. That +3 mobility, that will be cooler and better. Okay, so alright, we have come to the end. So this is the suggested item builds and scores for Yuria. So let's go through PvE and PvP first. Of course, this is just a generic scoring. It is not the finalized yet when I do this video recording, because apparently recently, based on what I spoke to some of the players, S24 in CN has just started for the point climbing system. So apparently quite some players has been spamming and using SP Yuria. Not sure if it's a testing purpose only, or she perhaps might be great after all. So alright, let's go through the scoring first. So PvE is 7 points. She has a lot of control effects. Mobility, her damage output is still not bad. And she's able to do a global healer because of her healing effect is global. Then, of course, not to mention, she has an attack again every after 4 turn CD. However, for PvP, of course, it's much lower, a 5 out of 10, because as of the current meta and the current version, her advantages and her stats are fairly weaker compared to the other meta heroes. But of course, if you have characters to combo with her, she'll still be quite good. But as of the current meta, there has been a lot of great single target attackers. So there's more eggs to choose with in different or same basket. So she might not be a top tier choice. So suggested enchantment will be Clock, Breeze for mobilities, and also the Radiance enchantment that is giving you protective layers against debuff effect. So personally, I feel that if you want to go stable combo with your Judgment of Langrisser exclusive skill 2, the Radiant enchantment, the one in the middle, will be the better options, because you will gain protection straight up at the start. So when you cast Judgment of Langrisser, you have no debuff effect on yourself. You will straight up allows you and the allies with the lowest HP to gain the 3 effect, that is immunity, regenerations, and damage reductions against enemy. So that's like a safe setup. But of course, on PvE, if you already have other healers like Silicas and Crystal, Rosenseal's Crystal Maiden, Crystal Protections, feel free to switch to Clock or Breeze. And on the left are the suggested item builds that you can bring along in both PvP and PvE. So that's it. We have come to the end, and apparently it has not been shown that based on the effect, one of the effect that from the skills that gave you additional mobility, if I'm not wrong, we have not seen whether it's a unique icon or not. So let me double confirm. Oh gosh. Oh, sorry. Again, my mistake. I kind of remember it wrongly. So we just moved 2 blocks again and ignore enemies blockage. There's no additional mobility other than her casting effect. So okay, that's all. So sorry about it. Some of the blunders. We will try to do a good one during the actual demo play. And thank you guys for staying and watching the video. See you and goodbye.